Hello, I'm in Newmarket at Zucca Ristorante and Pizzeria on the corner of Young and Davis. Today I'm here with a longtime family-run restaurant with Alex, the owner of Zucca. Alex and his family have been fixtures in the Newmarket area for the past 33 years. It's great food. Thank you for having me, Alex.
Thank you for coming.
Alex, can you describe your business?
We are a loving family that started out in 1988 from my parents opening up in this very location. We like to do everything from scratch. Put all the love in our every single dish that we have. And we sold the business about 20 years after in 2009. We ventured off and did our own little thing. And then somehow we all came back and started out where we came from.
Right. You know what? I've been coming here
Forever.
since my son was just born. And we used to put my son on a table in his bassinet.
Yeah.
So, I remember, and the food was excellent. So I understand that a lot of your recipes are homemade. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's like when you have Sunday dinner at your parents' house. We bring those recipes. We want you to feel like your family here, so we treat everybody like their family when they come in.
Right. So why did you choose this profession, Alex?
To be honest, growing up, we didn't have the normal after school playing hockey and things like that. We went right to work. We were fascinated by watching our parents cook and do things like that and do the whole restaurant atmosphere and aspect of it. So we decided just to try that out and see how it went, and it was perfect. It was what me and my brother we wanted to do, and we loved cooking. We loved to be around people, and just we grew up that way. It was just part of our thing, I guess.
Yeah, I know that running a restaurant is very hard sometimes.
Yeah,
a lot of long hours. Basically, the restaurant business have been challenging for the past 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Due to COVID. How are you coping with that?
To be honest, it's been tough. This pandemic has been killing a lot of restaurants around, and we're lucky, knock on wood, to still be here. But honestly, if it wasn't for our loyal customers like yourself and everybody around, we wouldn't be here. This is the love and support from everybody is truly amazing. We've strived to make things as easy as possible for everyone. We don't have as much staff right now because unfortunately we have to let everybody go. For the time being until things sort of pick up again. But like I said, if it wasn't for the loyalty of the staff, of the customers, that's how we survive, and we're extremely humble on that. It's been amazing.
Well, with the COVID, I think a lot of restaurant owners are trying to keep the doors open by takeout, and I know you're doing a lot of takeout.
Yeah, takeout is the biggest thing. Unfortunately, that's all we can do at the moment. 2 years ago when we started, it was great. The restaurant was packed and it was nice to fill all the seats and to see all the old faces again. But then the COVID hit and unfortunately we got stuck with just takeout. But it's still, we see a lot of the familiar faces still. It's just, I hope this all ends so we can get back to filling the place once again.
Oh, I totally agree with you.
And normal life.
Yeah. I've been coming here for the past 33 years and it's the best veal sandwich I've ever
Thank you.
Had. So what other dishes are you famous for?
Our panzerottis. We call it the football-sized panzerotti, and it's literally the size of a football. We stuff it with whatever toppings, basically like making a pizza, but we put in the deep fryer instead, make it that much healthier for you. And we actually created one a few years ago called the Yorkshire panzerotti. Okay. So it's not the traditional style panzerotti, but the cheese, mushrooms, roast beef, and instead of tomato sauce, we put gravy. Honestly, it's one of the fan favorites. It's amazing. And recently, we just started a new trend, putting eggplant in the parmesan, eggplant parmesan in the panzerottis. So that's two of our huge staples at the moment. And of course, all our other sandwiches: the chicken breast, the eggplant sandwich, sausage, meatballs. There's a lot of staples going on here. We're trying to make everybody hungry, and hopefully, everybody comes in and enjoys them.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to try that because all I've ever had here was spaghetti and meatballs, which are very famous for because my sons loved it.
Definitely.
And the veal sandwiches. So, Alex, tell me a little bit about what drives you and what motivates you
Honestly, it's about making people happy. It's the business is all about the people. So if you have to be a people person, which I love greeting people, I love interacting with everybody. It's if it wasn't for that, I couldn't be stuck in the back the whole time. I like being in the front with everybody
Right.
and just having a great time and make sure everybody's happy. And when it's one of those things where you make the food in front of somebody and the reaction is what says it all. That's what drives me to do what I do every single day.
And you're very good at it.
Thank you.
And all your clients love you. So
Thank you. I appreciate it.
what are some of the challenges that you have today with your business and your clients?
To be honest, everybody is everybody's food preference is a lot different now, which is a little bit difficult. Back 20 years ago, it was here's your food and people ate and everything was great. Now there's so many allergies and so many different diets that are going around that it's impossible to keep up. We try our best to accommodate everybody, but we're finding that's the struggle. When there's so many demands and it's extremely difficult to keep up with all demands. But we're doing our best. We're accommodating as much as we can.
Yeah. So what else do you do besides being in the restaurant? What's your passion?
I've been a DJ for the past 26 years. So I kind of hung up my headphones, as you would call it, before I opened this restaurant a couple of years ago. But then COVID hit and we were sitting at home and I got bored. So I started bringing out all my old records and my turntables and things like that. And one day just went Facebook Live and started DJing online. And from 2 people watching to doing a live concert with Maestro Fresh West with over 80,000 people watching last year in June, which was amazing. And all the love and support that I'm getting from that and people telling me that I'm helping them through the COVID with depression, through music, it's actually helped myself as well because, we've all been in, I guess, a little bit of a rut with everything. So I find that working all day at the restaurant, is a great thing. And then you go home and, you play a little bit of music and it just soothes the soul, I guess you would say.
And how do you find time for that? When you're here,
it's all about balance. It's all when always the restaurant comes first, and then when I'm finished, I go home and I know there's people waiting to jump online and join me for a party.
So who from your childhood had the biggest impact on your life?
My parents, 100%. They just to watch the struggle that they've been through. Back in '88 when we first opened up, just growing up and watching every step they took and the long hours that my parents put in. I remember there was a sports bar across the street where our first restaurant was because we moved here after a couple of years, and it was called Le Cage au Sport, I think it was called, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my father used to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning, and just for everybody that would come out of the bar that was hungry, we would
Right.
serve them. And I remember me and my brother, we were sleeping on the table, like putting our heads down because we were so tired, but we wouldn't leave his side just because we knew that he was alone and we wanted to be there with them constantly and do anything we could to help him out. So unfortunately, I still have mom. She's still working in the kitchen.
Yeah, I remember your mom and dad.
Yeah.
When they were running this restaurant, it was great food and
Yeah.
that's very friendly.
Well, like we said, we want to make sure that when you come in here, you're treated like family. Like this is your own place. It's and we're very grateful that people they come in and they feel that way because it's not, when you walk into some restaurants, you just feel like it's a restaurant. This feels like home when you come in because we have the family working here, and there's nothing better than just family.
Absolutely. What's one of the memories from your childhood that stands out for you?
While back, which we want to do again, when the new norm kicks in, when we had a spaghetti eating contest in the middle of the plaza.
Wow.
That was one of our biggest, I guess, putting us on the map sort of thing. It was amazing how many people came together as a community. And we did, I think there was 3 different competitions because there were so many people, and we had a row of people. And I remember just the amazing atmosphere. People were lively and happy and
Right.
having a great time. That was one of my fondest memories.
If a young person asked you for some advice, what would you give
don't get into restaurants.
Well,
No, I'm kidding. You have to have a passion for it. If you don't have a passion for cooking,
yeah.
you're not going to succeed, to be honest. When you open up a restaurant, everybody thinks, oh, I'm going to open up a restaurant and make money right away. You have to work for it. You definitely have to put in long hours. We're here 10 to 12 hours a day, a little bit less because of the COVID, but like when we first started out, we were here in the beginning for 14 hours straight, 6 days a week, with 1 day off on Sundays, which would contemplate of, what are we going to buy today, or what are we going to, come in and clean. There was always something to do. We were always here 7 days a week. So it's definitely a grind to put in.
Yeah.
That's the only advice I would say is if you're not willing to put in the hours, don't do it.
Growing up, I also worked in a restaurant, so I understand.
But that's like any job. You have to work for everything you want, right? It's
Right.
If you don't put in the effort, it won't come to you.
So what's the best way for people to reach out to you?
We have an amazing Facebook group. You can we have our phones on us all the time. So if you message us on our Facebook group at Zucca's Ristorante and Pizzeria, that is one way. You can call us 905-836-5783, or Great Restaurants in Newmarket. There's a Facebook chat there, and people are always asking, where can we get the best veal, where can we get the best panzerotti. So there's a huge list of ways to get a hold of us, and there's people tagging us left, right, and center. So we respond very quickly too. And our phones go off the hook on Friday, Saturday nights. It's very hard to get orders, so people do message us, and we do apologize for not answering the phone all the time, but it's very difficult sometimes. But we try to keep up as much as we can.
Here we are with Alex at Zucca's. Come on in and order that famous veal or the panzerotti. Great food.